Isekais are becoming lazy and boring. Isekai anime once felt fresh and exciting, taking us to new worlds full of adventure. But lately, the genre has become repetitive and predictable, with countless shows following the same overused formula. And in this video, we will explore why Isekai, once full of potential, has become stale and lazy. But before we get into the video, please for me, like and subscribe, it means a ton. And now with that out of the way, let's talk about why Isekais are becoming boring. And for one, let's start with similar power fantasy setups. A huge issue with modern Isekai is how many shows rely on nearly identical power fantasies. The protagonist is almost always an overpowered hero who quickly becomes the strongest in the world, facing minimal real challenges along the way. Whether it's gaining a cheat skill right from the start or being reincarnated as an unstoppable warrior, these characters often lack growth or struggle. This formula leaves little room for tension or meaningful character development. Instead of exploring unique abilities or creative worlds, too many isekais follow the same tired path, making each new series feel like a slightly altered version of the last. It's a far cry from earlier isekai that balanced power with real stakes, where the hero had to actually fight to survive and adapt to their new environment. When you look back at earlier isekai series like ReZero or Sword Art Online, they stood out because they brought something fresh to the table. ReZero, for example, wasn't just about power. It was about the emotional and psychological toll of dying over and over, forcing Subaru to make difficult decisions and face real consequences. And just like SAO, with captivating viewers by merging life or death stakes with the idea of being trapped in a game, where even the smallest mistake could mean permanent death. These series kept audience on edge with their high stakes, character development, and world building. In contrast, many of today's isekai lack that level of depth and creativity. Instead of focusing on building immersive worlds or creating relatable struggles, newer shows tend to copy the same basic premise. An ordinary person transported to a new world quickly gains overwhelming powers and easily defeats enemies with little to no effort or growth. There's often no real risk or challenge, and as a result, the stakes feel hollow. The animes like Mushoku Tensei and The Rising of the Shield Hero tried to break this mold, but were followed quickly by a flood of less innovative series that mimic their concepts without the same level of care or detail. The lack of creativity makes it hard for any new isekai to stand out, leading the genre to feel repetitive and saturated. And this is just how I feel personally. I love shonen, but I also love isekai just as much. And I just hate the fact that isekai is going down this path. And I feel like isekai has so much potential, but all the newer ones are just copycats of older isekais. But what do I know? You let me know in the comments below. Is isekai good, or is it becoming super repetitive? And while you're doing that, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.